Are you sure you want to move to Nashville, Tennessee? Today we're going to look at 10 cons of living in this area. You know what? I'm going to throw in an 11th just for you. 11 cons of living in Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to look at those right now. If this is your first time to our channel and you want to know everything there is about eating, sleeping, drinking, playing, working, the good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty of living in Nashville, Tennessee, then don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button so you are notified every time we put out content so you can be ahead of what's happening in the Nashville market. I'm Scott Hardesty, and as a real estate consultant, my team and I get phone calls, texts, emails every single day from people just like you, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving tomorrow or next year, we would love to hear from you. Shoot us a text, send us an email, call us, or even schedule a Zoom call. I would love to see you face to face, and we would love to help you make a smooth transaction from wherever you are in the world to Nashville, Tennessee. So let's get started. 10 cons with a bonus con of living in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, to be fair, I love this area. It's my favorite place to be. I don't want to move anywhere else, but it's not all unicorns and rainbows. So I want to be realistic about what's happening here in this area. I've been here a long time. I moved here in 1998. So I've seen the city change a lot. Let's dive into these cons of Middle Tennessee. Ready? The first con of living in Nashville, Tennessee, weather. The weather here can be crazy. It can be 80 degrees one day and then freezing the next day. You just never know what you're going to get. And also in the summertime, the humidity is extreme. If you're coming from the West Coast or the West Arizona, somewhere like that where you have a dry heat, it's just not the same. The dry heat's rough too, but the humidity here, you walk out your door and you're instantly sweating. It's the worst when you have to have dress clothes on and you're out and about working or doing something outside in dress clothes. The humidity is just nasty. So even if it says 80 degrees or 90 degrees, it feels much hotter than that because of it's just heavy, that air. And this summer was actually one of the hottest that I remember. I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't even want to go to the lake. It was that hot. Just that humidity just made you not want to do anything. So we do get some nasty humidity in the summertime. We also do get some snow. The worst part about that is that we don't have the infrastructure to get rid of the snow when it comes. It's kind of funny. It's laughable. I know a lot of people make fun of us for not knowing how to drive in the snow, but it's not all our fault. The ice and not being able to get rid of it is a real thing. I will say this too, if you move here and you see in the weather that it's going to snow, just know that the grocery stores will be packed and then they will be empty. No eggs, no milk, no bread, nothing that you want will be there when you go, if you go too late. It's ridiculous. Just know that people freak out. It's Armageddon if there's a chance of flurries. I remember one time where the schools closed down the night before because of a chance of snow. Didn't snow one flurry the next day, but the kids got out of school anyways. Just part of it here in Nashville in the South. We don't have enough of it to where we need all of the infrastructure, but it can close the city down for a whole week if it sticks. Another thing about the weather is tornadoes. The last 2 years we've been hit hard with tornadoes coming right through the city, destroying houses, destroying commercial buildings, and some people lost their lives in that. So it's nothing to mess around with. I have a few friends who have built tornado shelters in their homes. So that's an option for you if it's something that scares you. But coming from the West Coast, especially when you don't see a lot of rain and storms, it's another level of severity when it comes to storms. We do have tornado sirens, so all the schools, and know this too, if you're out on a Saturday, once a month on a Saturday, all the tornado sirens go off just to test them. It can be scary if you don't know what's going on. Okay, coming in hot at number 2, traffic. It's getting worse and worse as the city grows. The growing pains of traffic are real. I remember probably 5 or 6 years ago, I was driving and I was just like, man, there's a lot of traffic. And it wasn't rush hour. It was just like, man, all of a sudden it just got really busy. Unfortunately, whoever came up with the road system here was not expecting Nashville to grow like it has. We're not on a grid. The interstates go all over the place around the city. They're just zigging and zagging all over the place. Like they connect in weird places and random places. So there's no real structure to the infrastructure, which causes some craziness. Just know that rush hour, it's really busy. Nothing like LA or Atlanta, but it's just getting worse and worse. Noticeably bad when you have to get somewhere, especially in rush hour. COVID slowed that down some, but now it seems to be back up to where it was, even though a lot of people are still working from home. Keep that in mind. Look how far your house is from your work if you are moving here for work. Just know, I know some of the areas where they get really busy that are really bad. So if you have questions about that, feel free to reach out to me about, some of those things. But traffic is definitely a concern now. They're trying to figure out how to do that and how to solve that, but there hasn't been a ton of good answers yet. We also lack public transportation, which also causes more traffic because the only way to get places is cars or buses. We don't have rail. All the limestone in Tennessee makes it very difficult to dig. So we don't have a railway. We have one train that comes in from the east 2 times a day, maybe twice each way. And so some people take advantage of that. If you live in Hermitage or Mount Juliet, Lebanon, you can take advantage of that. But other than that, it's really just cars and some buses, a bus line. Okay, number 3 goes along with traffic, probably why traffic is bad. Bad drivers. They are terrible in Tennessee. I'm pretty laid back as a person, but when I get behind the wheel and people just get in front of me and do stupid stuff, it just annoys me to no end. And there's also no fast lane. If you think that we have a fast lane here, we do not. The slowest drivers find themselves in the fast lane for some reason. I don't understand it. I don't know if that was just not a thing that was taught in driver's ed back in the day, but people do not move over for fast drivers. So just get it out of your system. Know that you're gonna have to go around them, take deep breaths. Namaste. But we have some seriously bad drivers here. Okay, number 4. Tourists. I know you already know about the tourism here in Nashville. It's a fun place to visit. People love coming here, specifically bachelorette parties. I have no idea how that started. Probably 10 years ago, it was just like, man, why are these bachelorette parties coming here? But it just became a thing. Now we're ahead of Las Vegas in the bachelorette scene. You just have boots and booty shorts everywhere downtown on Broadway. You have the pedal taverns. You have these big buses, party buses, tractors now. You got John Deere green tractors rolling through Broadway. It's crazy. Broadway, which is where all the live music and those bars are, it's insane. I was down there a few weeks ago, just on a normal Friday night. I went to the Ryman. It reminded me of New Year's Eve 5 or 6 years ago. That's how crowded it is on just a normal Friday night now. So just know, coming into Nashville, you visited Nashville and you had so much fun on Broadway. You're not going to want to go down there every weekend. It's just not even fun to wait in lines. We go down every now and then, hear some live music, or if there's an event, obviously a hockey game is fun to go to. So if you have a reason to go down there, it's fun. But just know that it's just getting really, really crowded on Broadway. There are other places you can go that aren't so crazy, but just know if you're anywhere in that vicinity that you're gonna see the pedal taverns, you're gonna hear the woo-haws and all that fun stuff. It's fun for a while. It can get old. Okay, number 5, getting a reservation at a restaurant. I used to be able to walk in any restaurant, no problem. Not anymore. You get on Open Table, even the week of sometimes. We have to do 2-3 weeks out now to get a reservation for some of the hot spots in Nashville. We love that new restaurants and good restaurants are coming into Nashville, and they've been here for a while now, but it's really difficult to get a seat. So if you have a party, if you have friends coming into town, plan in advance, make reservations. Open Table is a great one. I'm sure if you're in another city, you have Open Table. That's a great way to go in and find something that's available for how many people you have. It is not easy to find a place to eat anymore in Nashville, especially if it's good. The word is out. Everyone wants to be the same restaurants that you want to go to. Make your plans in advance. I'm not a planner when it comes to those kind of things. I'm a last minute, let's go to this place. And it's not fun being like me in a city that's growing like it is. Plan in advance. Number 6. Daylight savings time. We are very close to the Eastern time zone. It gets dark here at 4:30 when the time changes. So we just fell back about a week ago, and now it gets dark at 4:30, and I want to go to sleep at like 7 o'clock now. I hear that we're getting rid of daylight savings time. I hope we do, but this is one of the worst things for me because I hate when it gets dark early. I like the sun. Daylight savings time in that span from November, it's just really dark and people don't want to really do anything. So if you hate the sun, it's not a bad place to be during that time, but getting dark at 4:30 to me is just way too early. Okay, number 7, taxes. There's some good and bad things about the taxes here. The good is that we do not have a state income tax. So if you're coming from a state that has that, you're gonna save a lot of money. The property taxes, they're actually still relatively cheaper than other places. If you're coming from Chicago, New York, California, they're pretty reasonable here, but Davidson County did just raise the property taxes by 34%. Those are higher. If you get out of Davidson County, those were not affected. Wilson County, Williamson County, Sumner County, all those other suburbs were not affected. Keep that in mind. Look at the property taxes before you start looking at houses to know, okay, what's my budget? If I'm in Davidson County, my taxes are this, but if I'm just right across the county line, my monthly payment could be cheaper. So keep that in mind. Taxes, specifically Davidson County taxes, just went up a lot and may continue to go up. Who knows? Number 8, bugs and snakes. We have mosquitoes. They love it here. I don't think it gets cold enough to kill some of these bugs off that, in the north and other places that happens. We have more here. But the mosquitoes, you want to screen in porch if you can, or just bring bug spray with you wherever you go. In certain times of year, when it gets cold here, it's not that bad. But the bugs can be bad. Roaches can be tough to get rid of sometimes. So you definitely want to have a pest control company servicing your house. Termites can be bad here. You want to have a termite contract with somebody just to make sure that they don't eat your house. And the snakes. We have a few poisonous ones. Most of them are not poisonous, but a lot of people just don't like snakes. We just had one to get in our garage a couple of weeks ago. My wife freaked out about it. It was probably just a garden snake or something, but she freaked out about it. They can be in your yards. When you get close to the water, you can see some of the water moccasins, and some of the poisonous ones can be there. We do have rattlesnakes here. I think those are the 2 main poisonous ones. Snakes and bugs are no fun, and we have both of them here. Number 9, we are landlocked. You will not find oceanfront property in Tennessee. The closest beach is probably Orange Beach in Alabama, going down into the Panhandle and into Florida. 30A, a lot of people love to go to 30A in Florida from here, but you can't get to the beach quickly in your car. You could obviously fly. We're a pretty quick flight to Florida, South Carolina. We don't have any beaches in Tennessee. We do have some lakes. I think all of them, maybe except one, are man-made. We have Percy Priest, which is a nice lake close by. That's the closest one. And then we have Old Hickory Lake, which is connected to the river here. It's dammed. You can actually get through that lake into the river. We also don't have a place to ski. If you like to ski in the wintertime, we don't have that option. You can go to east to Knoxville area, Gatlinburg. They have some, it's not great. It's usually fake snow. You could go to Boone, North Carolina. That may be one of your closest spots to go if you're driving. I know there's a place in Indiana maybe. You probably just want to hop on a plane and go to Colorado though if you like to ski. So if you love those things. And number 10. Allergies. Middle Tennessee is like a bowl where pollen and any other allergy you can think of they just hang out here. They don't go anywhere. They just stay right here in Middle Tennessee. I take an allergy pill every single day now because my allergies get so bad. Itchy eyes, sneezing, it's miserable. Sometimes it feels like it's worse than a cold. I just have resigned myself to the fact that I'm gonna have to take a allergy pill every day because I hate sniffling and eyes itching all day. So the allergy scene here is nasty. Some people come here who don't have allergies, make it through the first year, no problem. Second and third year, they start getting the allergies. So it just wears on you over time. It just won't give up. It's just constantly coming after you. So just know allergies here are a big deal, depending on what you're allergic to, but it could be the spring or the fall or year round. Who knows? But you don't want to mess around with the allergies. They always win. I promise you a bonus con of living in Nashville: art. And I'm not talking about the art that you find at the Frisk Museum. I'm talking about the public art. I'm talking about the public art. We have a broken, incomplete roller coaster by the river. We have pixie sticks on 8th at the roundabout, and we have naked dancing statues on Demonbreun. I don't get any of it. Maybe I am not cultured enough to understand the depth and meaning of this art. Maybe you will. You can shed some light on me if you do, but if you have some artistic abilities and you're moving here, maybe we should connect you to someone who makes the decisions about the art in the city, and we can get more refined art here in Nashville, Tennessee. But I don't like it. Maybe you do. That's the 11th con about living in Nashville, Tennessee. I actually love it here, but I want to be realistic and let you know of some of the cons when you get here. You come to Broadway and it's super fun. It's not Broadway every day. I hope this video helps you as you make your transition here to Nashville. Again, we would love to hear from you. Shoot me a text, send me an email, give me a call, or just set up a Zoom call with me. I would love to see your face and talk to you at that level. So I'll see you next time on That Nashville Life. Later.